spell. It's an automatic thing within the randomizer, unless you're playing a build where it reduces your magic points at the start. But regardless of that, we're underway, Centroid. We'll have to wait and see what the throne room is going to give us, what King Loric's going to give our players.
So we got a fighter's ring, a cursed belt, and of course that third chest behind the throne is going to be a magic key. Hopefully. Yes, it is.
Starting indeed. So, you've got an extra 2 strength, so they'll be up to 15 attack power each. And they will also have the ability to possibly sell that belt for copper sword money if they find a town. So, definitely some offensive potential here in the early going.
Not enough to fight a knight, and those knights have some pretty high agility. So, unfortunately, Apex gets sent back to start with, luckily, no gold to lose. So, you gotta get that asset banked away, that cursed belt just sitting in your pocket. So, they can't take that away from you.
A lot of plains here, and swamp and foothills, and not much else showing. And hey, look at that, 15 damage to a slime. Was that a critical? Must have been from Edge.
Yeah, and we have enough strength, it looks like, for Apex to do a couple damage to a Magic Drakey. So hopefully we have enough HP to sit here and
oh no, that's cruel. All that time spent, and there is a heal spell. Not a murder bat, it's a nurse bat today. And healing their own wounds, that's bad. And we're up against, it looks like, the eastern side of the map.
Looks like we have level 2 for Edge Talvaron, 0 strength, 2 agility, 10 hit points, and 5 magic points. But yeah, so things that are randomized in this randomizer, these spells and abilities and the AI patterns of these enemies are randomized, but their stats are pretty much not. So, a slime still has 3 HP, and a Spectre still gives you the standard amount of experience that it gives you in the Dragon Warrior remakes from Game Boy Advance and Super Famicom. But yeah, the world map's randomized, and the locations of the key items are randomized, and all the chests are randomized.
Edge attempting a droll, that's a little outside the abilities right now, and it looks like they're just going to have to wander around the plains here to find a good target. That Drakey should be pretty tasty for Edge.
Yeah, that one should go down pretty quickly. Oh, well, not if it has heal more, but hopefully it doesn't cast that every single turn.
I mean, I believe it has to hit the, 3/4 mark before it'll trigger that. So, I mean, you just get a critical hit. There you go. Done.
Wow, back-to-back critical hits.
So that's 3 crits now for Edge. Already doing the whole Ultra Instinct here early. And you'd really want to save those for later, but hey, kills are kills.
Critical hits in Dragon Warrior have a 1 in 32 chance of occurring. They're just completely random. So back-to-back 1 in 32, that's very unlikely, but it happens more often than you'd imagine. And level 2 for Apex.
I was watching a race yesterday, and somebody went back-to-back misses on a I can't remember the name now. Jeez, a Druid Lord. So it's pretty shocking sometimes how these things can chain.
Yeah, I swear the RNG has a mind of its own sometimes.
We have a Scorpion attempt here coming on Apex's side. A big ask, but maybe with a good hit here could get there. Probably last swing. Let's see. Alas, no. That was a good hit of 3, but not enough to get it done, and both back to the king.
Yeah, definitely worth a shot, though. I mean, if you can take down a Magic Drakey, you probably can also take down a Scorpion with good rolls, and those are 16 experience points. It looks to me like the Magic Drakeys are definitely like the best enemy in the zone right now, though. Scorpions are a little more experience points, but I think they have a little more strength, if I'm not mistaken. So,
problem with those Magic Drakeys, you've got to be able to get them knocked out without them using that heal spell, and thus far, no one's been able to pull that off. That's 12 valuable experience points waiting to be claimed if they can get it done. Could have a shot here for Edge with a good roll. Let's see. And yes, indeed, we have level 3 coming, Centroid.
Yep, we get 3 power, 5 agility, 1 hit point, and 2 magic points. Nothing crazy, but these little incremental gains are good. They'll definitely add up over the seed.
And now with that extra strength on board, might be able to get this Magic Drakey down here and possibly 2 attacks. No, but a third one should get it done, and that should be level 4. Four, 1, 0, 5, a magic spell, and we get Radiant, so that's going to light up their life.
Nothing, no caves nearby to use it on, but that'll definitely help when they do find a cave.
So as you can see, the magic points have fixed themselves up, but still sitting pretty low at 12. So they're going to hopefully get heal or hurt here before too long, so they could possibly deal a little extra damage to some mid-range and use those hit points to their advantage.
Yeah, level 22 attack for Edge kind of puts some of, at least the Scorpion and Magic Drakey in easier territory. It starts to open up that second tier of enemies as well. You probably don't want to waste your time going after a Druid yet or a Skeleton, but they can be killed if absolutely necessary. Definitely want to start getting a few more attack points before you go after those second tier monsters, though.
And definitely don't want to be seeing a Wolf Lord at this point in the festivities, getting sent back Apex, taking a 4th death, while Edge has only died once and has opened up a small but considerable experience lead at this juncture at 7 minutes. And this is the problem when you have to stay on the plains. You might go a long time without an encounter.
Yeah, I think if you wander into those hills, you're gonna find those knights and probably more wolf lords. So, yeah, regular grass tiles have about a 1 in 24 chance of giving you an encounter. Those hills give you, I think it's twice that, maybe 1 in 12. I can't remember.
So the problem with those foothills are that the movement speed is about, 20 to 25% slower. It really is aggravating to have to walk around in them to look for enemies. So there's no real great choices here early on. Those southernmost foothills by that mountain, they might be able to find this same zone if they go looking, though. Maybe a chance.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I would play this. I think I'd probably be comfortable enough to stay in this zone a little longer. But yeah, if you start to get impatient, you definitely want to start thinking about switching zones, seeing if you get a better grind. Because what happened, for people at home, what happens is that there's a zone 0, a zone 1, and a zone 2, and they're all pretty close to the castle. So I don't know what's north of the castle. That is a definitely more and more advanced zone.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. And here comes level 5, Edge, getting up there. Let's see, we have 5 power, 2 agility, 2 hit points, no magic points. We have heal more, so we can at least heal now, but nothing to exactly make this a breakout moment, most likely.
Yeah, heal more is nice. The only problem is that, your defense, you're probably going to get hit for a lot. So you have to survive long enough to be able to use the heal more. And only 1 heal more at the moment with the 12 MP.
The old fire and forget. And Poltergeist goes down for Edge as level 5 for Apex. So runners early on, neck and neck. And hey, there's your friend the Knight coming back for another 1-punch kill.
Yeah, Knights have 78 agility compared to the other enemies in this area, which have 20 to 30 agility. So you're not even running away from that.
So for those just joining us, you have pretty much seen exactly what's going on. The throne room had a fighter's ring, a cursed belt, and a magic key. So they started with some decent strength, but they are locked in these plains. The foothills to the north, very dangerous. To the east, there is coastline covered by swamp. To the south, it's coastline. So currently not a lot to be done here as they just walk around, grinding their way up slowly. The next experience point aim would be, I believe, what, 165 or so?
Yeah, 165 is level 6. That's only a couple scorpions or a few magidrakes, so they should be getting to level 6 very soon. If they don't have a huge jump in stats, that's when you start to worry, because then the next level is 337.
Hopefully they'll work on their lock picking skills and they can just start picking doors in Tanagil. But I don't see that happening, unfortunately.
Yeah, maybe that fighter's ring can open a door or something.
Well, things to be pitched to McGrew, I suppose. But in the meantime, you can see that they are rapidly taking down enemies, and Apex has taken over the experience point lead temporarily, but Edge back on top, neck and neck, as they race towards level 6.
Has either runner made any trips to the west? I think they've both been pretty much sticking around the castle as far as from what I've seen.
There's been some attempts to go north. Haven't seen much going west. That's the furthest we've been. And hey, some Drakey up here, so there is a friendly zone. We have a cave. Cave. Oh no. Oh, that's mean, game.
Apex runs into a giant stop sign that says no. You are not going this direction. So yeah, that's going to be something to play in the back of your head now. You see, Apex has seen a cave. That's great information, and you got a radiant spell, so you can definitely go exploring. But you got to wander through a couple nasty monster zones to get there. So it's
oh, look at this! What a great takedown here by Edge, taking down a warlock, getting the level. So let's see what we get. We get 11 power, very nice. 1 agility, 6 hit points, solid, 4 magic points, and a spell. We have repel. So useful later, not really useful right now.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what Edge decides to do here. I think that attack power, I'm probably going to want to sit and grind maybe another level. Like you do have enough to heal twice now, but there's some nasty stuff directly north of the castle. So I'm not wandering too far if it's me, but we'll see what these runners decide to do. Apex getting level 6.
I mean, something pointed out already was that the Pierce Tanagil is in the northwest portion of that section of the map, so going west might yield some fruit. And we have a wolf with stop spell, so now it would have been a damage race, and Edge just nopes on out of there. But there's an enemy worth 40 experience points that could probably be killed. And this Spectre might be a bit of an ask here for Apex. Might need a crit to get it done. Let's see how this plays out. Can do some damage, but not able to defend very well here, Centroid.
Yeah, Spectre will
gets it done, though. Very nice. 47 valuable experience points.
That's a very heads-up play. Yeah, I mean, it does take a few hits to take down that Spectre, but well worth it.
And with no real resources left, Apex just pushing north to see what's going on. Going to ignore that poltergeist. We'll now see the cave. I believe it knew it was there already. And it is dark. Let's see. It looks like it's going to be the grave.
Gets away from that Wraith Knight nicely, but
yeah, this is some spooky skeleton grave here.
And that's the end of his expedition. But that's some good information. There are three chests in the top level of the grave, and it's pretty straightforward. You should be able to feel your way through to the right side of this cave and grab all 3 chests, and then probably just take a death warp out. But might be worth trying to go back and see if you can find a sword or something.
Sword, a key. There's some potential. The armor. There's some things that could be found there that could really break things open. And We have a near deadlock again here on the experience, and it appears Edge has found the Warlocks.
Yeah, that should be a pretty easy kill. 38 strength is just going to open up that entire second tier of enemies to our runners. Except for that wolf, it's going to take a few more hits because it's got a little higher HP and stuff. But yeah, Droll Magi, a little bit out of the range.
Poltergeist might be gettable. They're not a great reward, 15 experience, but at this point in time, that's still a decent chunk of change. So Edge is going away from where the grave is, a little further north, but I don't think it's going to matter. That's a horrible enemy early in the game. They almost never let you run, and they will often sneak attack.
Yeah, rogue scorpions have like 90 agility. That's basically a game over at this early in the game.
So with those good Warlock takedowns and that Poltergeist, Edge has retaken the lead, and here's another Warlock. So this will be close to 300 after it's defeated, getting close to that 337 marker for level 7.
Yeah, it shouldn't take them too much longer, right? You got quite a few good monsters in this range. Even if you're just pecking away at scorpions and magidrakies, those will go down quickly. We should be at level 7.
Woo. This appears to be working nicely for Edge. This little chunk of foothills just to the northeast of the castle is paying off very handsomely. That's 4 Warlocks in the last 2 minutes. How about a 5th one? This has the potential to get to level 7. So Centroid, hopefully level 7 will see a breakout here. We're getting to the point where levels are going to be more and more spread out. That excellent move is going to get it. So let's wait and see. Level 7, what's Edge going to find?
Ooh, 16 power, 2 agility, 21 hit points, 7 magic points. Return spell, that's pretty nice, of course, but those the hit points and the strength was a great pickup. Now Edge might start thinking about doing some more exploring. You got 70 HP, and you could probably kill most of the lower tier enemies fairly quickly.
With that 54 attack power, honestly, if you can pick off the stuff in that zone where Edge was just taking out those Warlocks, there's other stuff to hunt there. You might just think about quickly banging out another level there. Get to level 8, which I think is 600 experience points. That might be the spot, but it looks like Edge is, nope, going to hang around here. But there's that knight a little too far to the west, bringing the knight into the fray.
Yeah, that knight is no good. But of course, like the Wraith, the Spectre, the Wolf, the Warlock, the Poltergeist, those are all decent targets now. Those are quick kills. Not quick, but, 2 to 3 turns each. Yeah, I want to know where the zone boundaries are. It's got to be directly north of the castle or something, because it seems like the northwest is where they're seeing those knights.
A Poltergeist would be killable. Yeah, not as good of a return on effort. Looks like Edge is going to try to bang out away from the castle, and that's 25 experience for 2 turns of work. That's a pretty solid get. Warlock here for Apex. Definitely given Edge an early edge, as it were. Even this Droll Magi should be fairly doable, unless it has some nasty surprise waiting in the wings.
Yeah, it's going to hit us pretty hard, but it still gets you 58 experience points if you can stay in the fight long enough to take it down.
And Apex, I think, has discovered this little zone here along the coastline with Warlocks, Drakemas, things of that nature that should be fairly killable. And here's Edge finding the grave, but a rogue scorpion shows up first.
Nope, cannot get away. Apex picking up level 7, getting his return spell and his large chunk of HP and attack power. We've seen a couple leads come and go early on, but this is still a very close race. There's really no clear advantage. to any runner yet.
At this point, it just comes down to who runs into the better enemies to punch out with their bare fists. Appears going up along the coast is the play here if you're going to try to push out. Otherwise, just walk along that coast area. Pick up these enemies. You can quickly get to 600 with this strength and hit point loadout. So it looks like the stats, magic points are coming along after that 0 magic point start, but agility, not doing them much good. They're very much glass cannons at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they can kill stuff and they can survive a bit, but they're going to take a lot of damage against some of these middle and higher tier enemies for sure. So you can probably make a decent expedition from the castle, but one wrong turn could just send you all the way back.
If Edge is able to take down this Droll Magi, that will be level 8. We'll have to wait and see. Got a crit on the previous one. Droll Magi rolling 13 of those 19 away, but 2 heal mores in reserve if Edge is careful. Level 8 is there to be had. And indeed, here comes level 8 Centroid. Let's see if we get another big double-digit gain here.
6 power is nice. 26 hit points, 13 magic points. So now we can cast Heal More 4 times when we have a max MP level. 96 hit points this early
I was just waiting to hear the reaction. We are already almost there on that stat. It's not quite green because it's not safe, but that's pretty good. Here's some chests. Let's see what Edge finds on the top of the grave. Got to get away from this Wraith Knight first. We got some Red Bull, a magic key, a massive find. The third chest will have to wait. And we have, in the third one, Centroid, some gold.
Yeah, so Edge will be able to open up the treasury, and with that, 4 chests. And he's got enough gold, too. He can just buy out as many keys as he can hold. So,
absolutely. I'm surprised not trying to make a walk back to the castle with that much gold. Yeah, it's a full loadout of keys. Then you check that, the armory, and you have to wait and see what's coming next. Might just be damage racing or looking for a death, but hey, it gets the kill. Meanwhile, Apex is closing in a level 8 as well, only about 57 away at this point. Oh, look at that. The Wraiths are coming armed for bear, Centroid.
Hurt more. That's not good. But yeah, Edge has to be thinking about trying to pick up a gold grind. Or some kind of chest grind here. I don't think that there's no towns nearby, so there's no real target to spend your money on. But
I mean, it makes sense to death warp in that walking back here, you're probably going to get killed anyway. And if you get lucky, maybe you could get some herbs, or you could get a thing full of curse belts, something that you might be able to use down the line. A gold grind's not real useful. We haven't seen a town yet, so grinding gold right now would be a waste of time.
Yeah, but like you said though, picking up like 6 cursed belts or 5 fairy waters or something, that would be helpful. So he has opened 3 chests and plus the 3 in the throne room, so he's 2 chests away from activating the gold grind glitch.
And we have the harp trade-in in the basement of Tanagil. So whenever that silver harp is found, the Staff of Rain is easily obtained. And level 8 over on Apex side as Edge heads back towards the armory. 4 chests await. Let's see what wonderful treasures await within.
Let's see. Gold in the bottom right. Erdrick's token.
The T's, as they say. And we have an item of some variety. We have, not 100% sure what that was.
Probably was another magic key, because now he has 6. Yeah. And then a bamboo pole is a torch.
Oh, you can take a couple torches if you just want to cover yourself for later. Torches have kind of passed their usefulness for a battle item. Apex heading towards the grave again, hoping to get in there and, make a run at those chests. A lot of hit points, figuring should be easily gettable, but this Droll Magi is being tenacious.
Yeah, I definitely try to write down which chests are which in the treasury. because that's not something you want to do, is set up a gold grind and then open the wrong chest first and, waste 10 minutes of setup time. So got to remember, bottom right chest is gold, top left chest is a key.
Edge here, trying to strike out to the east. It'll quickly be a coastline showing up. As we noted, they're kind of in the southeast corner of the map at the moment. So the chance that we have two continents or, the swamp cave will be necessary seems likely. But you never know in Dragon Warrior Randomizer.
Yeah, that's true. Apex getting sent back again.
Edge, look at this. Edge taking out a gold man. I guess just figuring I'll take some extra gold. Maybe I'll find a town. Or maybe just didn't want to try to run from it with this terrible agility our runners are facing.
Yeah, I don't know how hard it is to run away from a gold man, but I mean, you might as well just kill it, take the 255, and spend it on something. I'm sure, because now he's got enough money for at least like a large shield or a hand axe and some chainmail. So we'll see what happens if he finds a town.
And those 1,000 on board, that's like a half plate at this point. Lots of magic available with those hit points. Can definitely do some healing. Let's see what will show up here. A lot of walk-in. Is this the top of the map is the question. I've gone all the way north. I can't imagine that Edge has made it that far. Probably just, trying to fool me with that flat coastline there.
Yeah, I'm guessing they're maybe halfway up the map at this point, but yeah, and those droll magi's are giving quite a few gold pieces too. So, I think the monsters in this range are giving out a lot of nice experience points in gold. Wraith got 62 gold. So, Star Wyvern's not an enemy you want to see. Thankfully,
gets away. That was a bit of, I'd say, a lucky run more than anything. So yeah, Edge finding a whole lot of nothing here, but gaining valuable experience points, and it's almost 200 ahead now.
There's
this could be a massive town. The town of Cole, which has an item shop, a weapon and armor shop, and right here a search spot. What do we have, Centroid?
The Death Necklace. So
there is a slow gold grind available here. Edge could search that spot over and over for about 100 gold a pop. What do we got here?
Probably wants to keep in mind that full plate and the magic armor in his head for later, but yeah, just a copper sword and maybe a chainmail. I don't think
there's nothing there worth doing a slow gold grind for. You don't want to grind up to a full plate that slowly. That's just not worth it.
Yeah, if there was a broadsword, then yes, but I don't think he
or a large shield or maybe a half plate, but I don't think you want to grind much. We have another town there. Do you see that? Just to the southwest of Cole. Just peeking in the corner.
I missed it, but I'm sure I'll see it in a second once all this.
Oh, it's there. You can see it was just peeking up from the edge. Let's see if, speaking of Edge can get there. And oh no, Wraith Knights have the DL2 breath, and I think Apex didn't get to the chest again. And hey, Wraith Knights with DL2 breath. Where have I seen that before?
Well, at least they both found out at the same time, so at least they both know that.
I mean, a valuable point there from Lorgon in chat saying, with this low agility, maybe you do grind up to that full plate. That is 24 defense points that could be grabbed for, just a lot of A presses over and over and over. So, makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know. That could probably take you 5 or 8 minutes, something like that. It would probably take quite a bit of time to get up to 3K. It really depends on how much stats we get at level 9 and 10.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't take you that long. You just are searching the same spot over and over. I mean, you can get that done in a few minutes. I don't think it'd be 5.
Angel says 75 seconds. So
exactly.
There you go.
Not absolutely horrendous, just not great. So Edge passing by Garen's grave again, just saying, you know what, I'm good right now. And Apex did get a magic key, so that's some good news at least.
Yeah, Apex is going to clear out the treasury, find all the goodies.
And a gold grind by searching the chests from the opposite direction that Edge did it.
Yeah, Apex hasn't seen a town, but he's going to go ahead and pick up a few thousand gold. We'll see how much he picks up, but about 5K. So he'll definitely be able to pick up that full plate if he can find it.
That is the problem. Apex has not been any further than Garen's Grave, and as we saw, there's a lot of empty real estate to the north. It took Edge a while to find those towns. I'm not even sure Edge can necessarily find his way back quickly to those towns.
Well, he did just kind of trace the coastline to the north and then to the west and then south, so I guess he could do that again, but there's level 9.
Yeah, level 9 here, Centroid. 3 power, 4 hit points, 2 magic points. So no agility for this terrible agility seed, and they get outside.
That could come in pretty handy, especially if you dive in the mountain cave and you want to get out quickly, or the tablet cave, or you come across a swamp cave south and just want to zip through the cave really quickly.
So the hit points will be at 100 for both of our competitors at level 9. That death necklace could loom large near the end of the game, using it for some extra strength at the cost of some hit points.
Yeah, it's looking really useful at this point. They do have a lot of strength for this point this seed too, but the 100 hit points at level 9 is pretty crazy.
As you can see, they're just punching things out with their bare fists here. This is quite the kung fu movie, as it were. There's a lot of people getting clobbered. Or monsters, as the case may be. Our first blue dragon sighting, I believe, and Apex is going to struggle to get away here, but let's see how it turns out. Meanwhile, Edge continued to move out here.
Yeah,
Oh yes, a copper sword for Edge, so there you go. We do have a little bit of pointy things to stab with now, so that's nice.
Thankfully, we have enough hit points that Apex was able to get away from that blue dragon. Thankfully, you can run over and over and over again. Just cast heal more when you get low.
Apex has had enough of these rogue scorpions. It's just going to start punching bare-fisted on the hard shell of this enemy. These Droll Magi's really paying off for Edge. Taking a lot of damage from them, but dealing several of them a decisive blow and getting 58 experience per kill. We have another town here, I believe, for Edge. I don't think we've been in here yet, have we? Or is this Cole again? Might be Cole.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing the second town, though. I think he died between them. Ooh, hurt more on those wraiths.
Yeah, there's been a few of those taken down, but have not been a problem. And unfortunately, it looks like Apex is going back at the hands of a blue dragon. One step away, our Wraith Knight. Will Edge make it? Makes it back to Cole here, so can at least fill up and try to find out what that town is to the southwest.
Yeah, one change that was made to the randomizer for this year was enemies now have a lower chance of having sleep plus Dragonlord 2 breath. So I think what we've seen as a result is just more enemies with hurt more in general. Oh, Cantlin.
Oh, it's Cantlin, the shopping mall. We do have the potential to get some coordinates or get told that there's total faith in our victory. Either way, look at this. We have some half plates, some small shield available, some definite stuff to be looked at here. It looks like Edgy is going to check the locked chest, the locked shop, pardon me.
Yeah, hopefully he can find a large shield in one of these stores.
Well, if not, that small shield does add 4 defense points. It can do in a pinch. And it looks like it'll have to do in a pinch. There is no large shield in the shopping mall, and we're upgrading to a hand axe, so a little more attack power for Edge, up to 78 attack power now. Can definitely deal some decent damage.
Yeah, we did see that silver shield. So I mean, I don't know how much time you want to spend, but next time you have a chance to do a gold grind, it might be worth coming to Cantland with 15,000 points. Okay, 20 north and 59 west. I don't know if that's I don't think we've seen far enough to the west to know if that's on this continent, but
If it is on this continent, I believe they have to go much further north and wrap around, if that was the case. We haven't got enough information on the world map as of yet.
yeah, there might have been some water in the way. Might be countable.
Have to wait and see if Edge decides to maybe attempt such a feat. But in the meantime, you can get out of here and go buy a small shield potentially, or just get out of town and figure the 4 defense points isn't worth it. And there's also a dragon scale available. That's another 2 defensive points could be bought by Edge. There is some chances here to up that pitiful defense.
True, yeah, 23 is just not great for a lot of the higher tier monsters. But just takes a chance on a random.
Love it. Why not?
Why
There's
not?
one little desert tile. That the alarm mirror might have been there. Who knows? Either way, that's the wrong game. Apexcorvid, try to deal with a knight here. Would be nice to see one of them go down, wouldn't it?
Yeah, those are worth a decent amount of experience points, like 78. But yeah. Well, while Edge was doing all that shopping and exploring, Apex is caught up in terms of experience points. So, and Apex still has a fair bit of gold. He might have died once with his 5,000 or 6,000 in his pocket, but he's still got enough for that full plate if he can make it to Cole.
It looks though like Apex is just settling down and going to grind near the castle, and maybe going to take a death as well. Could step in to refill the magic points at the wizard in the lobby there on Tanagel. It appears Edge might be attempting a count here. The way the movement is, looks like it.
Yeah, that definitely looks like a count.
Just seeing, what the lay of the land is. So, writing down some directions as we go, and Edge continuing to move along the edge of the coast here, as Apex continues to grind away, looking for those knights maybe.
Spectre should be an easy target at this point in the seed.
Speaking of uneasy targets, there's an armored knight, and that's going to be a tough ass to get away with that agility.
Oh, and they have hurt more, so you're going to have to stand there and take some pain for a while. And another one.
I mean, the thing is with them with hurt more, it kind of equals out by the end of the seed. That's about the same as their attack's going to do once you've got your loadout and you're ready to go into Sherlock. But right now, that's mean either way because you're going to take all that damage, not having protection from Erdrick's armor.
Yeah, and nothing you can really do, of course, with I don't know how much armor knights have like 86 agility. You're not running away.
It's a very unlikely event you'll get away, and especially if you see 2 of them within about 6 tiles of each other. And speaking of the armor knight, look who's back for a 3rd round here.
Yeah, they decided it's time for them to show up to the party. Yeah, Chad is noting, looks like Edge has ran out of real estate with his walk, so he'll probably have to do the west counting first and then head north. But either way, he's going to have to find a way. Ooh, we got level...
Nice.
I can't count. Level up for Apex, 31 magic points.
And a heal spell, so still no big blammable magic spell, but that heal will be more efficient on the magic points. Although that big magic point gain, kind of equals out. That's 69 magic points already.
Yeah, I'm trying to count. That's eight heal more. So you got quite a few resources at your disposal to, stay alive while you're exploring.
Almost a doubling of the magic points from 9 to 10. Look at that, 38 to 69. Very nice.
Yeah, very nice indeed. Stop spell would come in handy as soon as we can get it. With all these hurt mores we're seeing.
Since I'm a 5-year-old child, that made me laugh quite uproariously with my push to talk off. Very, very well played. Edge going back into Garen's grave here.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he's gonna try to dive for the bottom 2 chests, or if he's gonna set up a gold grind.
There is a possibility, knowing where Caitlin is, and we do have that ability to get, as noted, all the best equipment money can buy, and indeed, there might be a gold grind coming. And for those wondering, the best equipment money can buy would be the Flame Sword, which I believe is 28 attack power, the Magic Armor, which is 24 defensive points, and it has passive healing and protects you from hurt and hurt more. And the Silver Shield, 20 defense points. So a very good loadout to be had with a gold grind. That's 32,300 gold you would need for the full set.
Yes, but yeah, like you said, lots of good stats and some added protection from some of those annoying hurt more spells. So that'll be a nice bonus if he does pick up that magic armor.
And someone rightly pointing out here in chat from Kanjutsu saying there's that opportunity to maybe just get a broadsword. Strength as it is, they may be able to finish this without Erdrick's sword if it keeps rising as it is, as Apex reaches Cole. Let's see if Apex wants to take advantage of this slow gold grind here.
He will pick up his death necklace, though. Just some wings for Edge and chest number 4 in Garen's grave. Okay, Apex has quite a few gold pieces. We'll see what he buys. He picks up a full plate. That'll be a very nice boost.
Doubling the defense with one purchase. That's pretty good.
I don't think he picked up a weapon, but we'll see what he does when he goes into Caitlin.
I believe picked up a copper sword there.
Okay, yeah, I missed it. Sorry.
That's all good. And it looks like there's a wolf going down on Edge's side, which will be level 10 for Edge. So those magic points aren't going to help right now, but it'll be a welcome sight whenever the next time there's a filling up. And now Apex closing in on Caitlin, but a blue dragon draws near. But that extra agility from level 10 paying off, gets away on the first turn, Centroid, and into Caitlin goes Apex.
Yeah, their agility is up to 40 now, which is a lot better than it was when we started. So they can at least run away from some of those middle tier enemies. Yeah, and so that'll help them quite a bit, especially if Edge wants to try that count out again. He's also got a repel spell, which will help with that count as well.
And Edge about to reach the bottom of the grave here. One last chest to check. What's the bottom going to give? We have in the final chest the silver harp. So that is a vanilla location for the silver harp. And that means the bottom of the grave is required. Come on, guys. That meme is so old and played out. It's just a vanilla location.
Well, we have seen the Harp Trade-In Cave, which is basement of Tantegel Castle, so we should be picking up. Probably be a good idea to pick up that Staff of Rain right now, just to get it out of the way. Because if you find the stones soon, you could then
first things first. First things first here. We've got to pick up some magic key broadswords and get filled up on those. And then go to the gold grind. Will Edge go the whole full Monty looking for equipment? I mean, there is a full plate available, same defensive as the magic armor. You just don't get that passive healing and hurt more protection.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well grind that extra 4,700 gold for the magic armor. Yeah, they're the same defense power, but who knows? Yeah, we'll just see what he decides to do. But I mean, that hurt more defense will definitely come in handy against we saw Wraith Knights and Armor Knights with Heartmore, so.
And the passive healing is just a little too slow in this version of the game to be that worth it.
It is,
but
yeah.
Maybe the Heartmore protection might make it. Let's see what Edge chooses to do. Meanwhile, Apex filling up on some supplies over at Cantlin. I believe got the coordinates as well. So both of our racers have seen all the same stuff generally. Edge has just gone to the bottom of the grave where the silver harp lies. And that means Apex will have to make the same trip. But how long will Apex wait to go that far? And this gold grind is up into the 20,000s at this point. So at the very least, that's enough right now for magic armor and a silver shield. At this point, enough for a silver shield and maybe a flame sword. Lots of options. It looks like Edge might be going full tilt, though, 32,300. And Apex struggling with an Axe Knight. I don't know if we've seen one before this unless we saw one very early on.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember seeing one either.
And they have sleep, which is unideal. And they have the big breath. Oh, no.
That is not good.
Murder armors. I mean, they're murderous to begin with, but that just makes them even more dangerous. So Apex to the south of Cantlin here might be giving us some new territory as Edge heads off with a pocket full of money.
Yeah, he stopped at 30,500. So maybe he didn't see it. Maybe he didn't see a piece of equipment.
And we have another cave here to the south of Cantlin, but that sneak attack Axe Knight, somewhat, decent run there from Apex. And trying to get to that cave. What do we have? Why, it's the freebie or the vanilla stones of sunlight. What do we have inside the cave? Just a free dragon scale. Nothing special after it's already been bought by Apex.
Yeah, of course it's going to pop up there after you buy it. But hey, it's free, right? So can't complain too much.
Absolutely not. As Edge is drawing closer to the target of the gold grind paying off, Apex continuing to push southward here. This would probably be somewhere in the area of the coordinates, I believe. Roughly. I mean, obviously, we don't know how close, but this is probably about the right area. Either way, Edge closing in here, getting close to Cole. We have a Wolf Lord getting cut down with the broadsword by Apex, who's got some pretty decent setup, but didn't buy that small shield either.
Edge picks up a magic armor, so I'm not... Okay, yeah, I think he has enough money to do all this.
With the selling of his equipment, he should be in just good enough shape probably to get there. So let's see, can he get there? Remember, there is some dangerous stuff here. Star Wyverns, Blue Dragons, things of that nature, but gets in there. So Edge is going to have a somewhat significant equipment advantage at this point, but the experience point lead has opened up for Apex with this big exploration. There's a lot of swamp here. My goodness.
That is a huge swamp. And some dragons hiding in the swamp too. Yeah, maybe the flame sword wasn't available. So maybe that's why he didn't bother topping all the way off.
We have seen a flame sword somewhere, I could have sworn, but that's the only two times we've seen. Maybe I'm misremembering. Either way, well equipped now with that magic and silver, and the hand axe with this strength is dealing some decent attack power.
Yeah, I don't blame him for skipping out on the
maybe
if you got to pick one item to not get. Yeah,
I mean, a broadsword over the hand axe isn't a massive advantage, so maybe just deciding I can live with the hand axe till I find the sword. Edge now finding the freebie cave as this blue dragon fight continues on Apex's side. Finally gets away, but man, that was a lot of resources burned.
Yeah, he's out of magic. Oh, but he finds a town in the very, very bottom of the swamp.
Oh my goodness, what a location. And your inn only costs 6 golds this far out of the sticks? My goodness.
It's Breckenary in the swamp where it belongs.
Sinking into the earth?
Well, who knows? There could be something good in the shop. Nah, not really. It's just a small shield.
But hey, that's still a shield. That's 4 defense points for Apex. But as you can see, there is a decent disparity between our players. They're half and a small versus a magic and a silver. Good advantage for Edge defensively, which will help with physical attacks. But of course, Hurtmore's Hurtmore's will also be cut down. So yeah, Edge is going to be able to take a few more hits versus Apex.
Yeah, that magic armor is definitely going to give him. Oh yeah, and the silver shield, of course. I forgot about that. Yeah, to explain, I was memeing a bit for anybody who didn't get the joke. It's Breckenary is just the least useful out of the 5 towns in the game. So all the other ones have some chests that you can open or coordinates that lead to another chest, but Breckenary does not have any items for you.
Not to be that guy. I think there's 6 towns in this game. Just one of them is really dead.
Yeah, Hawksness is a town. I don't know. I count it as a dungeon, but yeah, it's a town for sure. It was a town back in the day. Other Dragon Warrior games will let you explore Hawksness in its full glory, but not this one.
Look at this Arbor Knight just cutting it down, taking most of the resources, but Apex figuring, I'm literally 1 step outside of town. I'm just going to cut it down, go refill, and try again. Really close here to level 11 after that Armored Knight kill. But look how quickly Edges closed the gap on experience.
Yeah, it is still very close, and I have to imagine Edge is going to start to pull away because while he's exploring, he can take a few more fights. Apex thankfully was right next to an inn though, so was able to top off his resources. That is the one nice thing about Breckenary is the inn is only six gold, Motel 6 as some of us like to call it. It is in the vanilla game right next to the start, so that's why it is such a cheap inn.
And there's me who calls it Toronto because it's the 6. But either way, that gold man will bring Edge awfully close to Flame Sword money, potentially, if finds a town along the way or decides to go back to Cantlin.
Yeah, and he hasn't lost his gold either, so...
Oh, we're going to get some validation here on Edge's side. There's nothing to take. You got to search it. No, unsurprisingly, not the search spot. We know it's not there. Hey, look, Wyverns have Hurtmore too.
Oof, yeah, that's unfortunate. That's some of the better enemies to fight having Hurtmore is not going to be nice. I think the the Wraith Knight had Dragon Lord 2 Breath. But yeah, Wyverns and Axe Knights with Hurtmore. Well, I'm probably mixing one of those up.
Apex is literally 1 experience point away from level 11. Right now, even a slime would be a good sight if it hung around. But I think Apex has Repel on. Either way, they both discover there's nothing to the east of Breckenary. It looks like a significant walk to get to a lot of anything other than what we've seen thus far. And for those just joining us, we have seen 2 caves, technically 3, I guess, because underneath the castle. We know where the Harp Trade-In is. We know where Garen's Grave is, which is to the north of Tanagil, which has the keys that our racers are using, and it has the Silver Harp down in the very bottom chest. We've seen Cole and Cantlin, not too far from one another, decently far to the north of Tanagil. And we've seen Breckenary, which is located in a swamp in the middle of nowhere. And the stats, as you can see, are coming along nicely, but that agility is lagging behind.
Yeah, Apex just picked up level 11. Did a heads up. Fought a ghost. You normally run away from early enemies, but he was 1 experience point away. Picks up, I think it was 5 power, 7 agility, but 19 hit points and 11 magic points. So
yeah, it's 5 strength, 19 hit points, 11 magic points. And the agility, I think, stayed the same. No, they just leveled up. Okay, it changed on me mid sentence.
Oh, yeah, Edge also picking up level 11. Yeah, but
the swamp connects over. Okay, so that's maybe the way forward for our racers here tonight on Randomania 2. An excellent move, taking down the Knight. A great grab, and that money is actually really close to that flame sword money if Edge wants to cut back for it. Not insignificant gain to be had. That's a plus 16 over the current weapon of a hand axe. Actually, sorry, 13. 13, not 16. Math is hard. Okay, I've been up since 4 a.m.
I can't remember what all the vanilla stats are. I think a hand axe is 15?
It is 15, I believe, yes.
Okay.
To me, it should be 12, but it really is a great buy at 560 gold to be plus 15.
It is a really good value.
It appears Edge is not going to cut back towards it. Was really close to Catelyn, but just pushes on with the exploration. And dead end, so there's got to be more maybe to the north or the northwest. I think we've seen pretty much everything else. And it looks like Edge is going back to the start. And yes, for those wondering, the background music, unfortunately, both of our competitors, the game audio wasn't quite up to standards required for the restream. So instead, you get to listen to this lovely playlist that is used before matches and after matches, potentially. So enjoy that while our racers explore away here. And Apex taking on a goal man, now running away, but closing in on level 12 here. Less than 450 away at this point.
Apex is doing a great job of keeping pace with Edge. You know, despite his, I guess you could call it equipment disadvantage. He's got a better weapon, but his defense is not as good. So he's got to fill up on resources more often. Is the only problem. But we did get a Staff of Rain pickup for Edge, which is good because if he finds the stones, he can get his rainbow drop while he's out and not have to make a return trip.
And based on this map, as we've seen it, there's potential for that cave to be very far and well out of the way. So a good idea to have that in hand if you're going to go out exploring.
Yeah, because we found we're on the southeast side of the map, and there's nothing to the southeast of us except for some swamp and Breckenary. But so yeah, we're going to have to walk quite a bit to find some other stuff.
And since this is the original Dragon Warrior, there'll be dragons in that water, so no ship for you. And not the dragons you can kill either. Old-timey exploring meme's not going to do it for you? All right, fine then. So with that done, Edge now back into Cole. Has enough for the Flame Sword, which is in Catelyn. Let's see if Edge picks it up here, or we'll just head out exploring. I mean, Catelyn's right there. Could just easily slip in and grab it. It's not insignificant. Let's see what Edge does. Looks like it's just going to be exploration. Look at this. There's a third town nearby. It's a triangle.
And this is Remolder, where normally you can pick up keys if you don't have any, but we were able to find one in the first floor of the grave. And
I like this. If you're going to buy a weapon, you may as well just, slam down to Catelyn, get that flame sword. That broadsword is only adding 5 attack power. It's really not worth the money at this point. What do we have in the inn here? We have... Oh, you're stealing an old man's stash. Real nice, Edge. That Dragon Lord 2 breath on those Axe Knights, that is very, very unwelcome.
That's pretty nasty, and it definitely, I gotta wonder how they're gonna play their Sharlock dives.
Edge, continue to push out on this exploration, so foregoing that flame sword. Hey, we have Sharlock here for Apex. I don't know how far this is off in the woods, but my goodness. Another town for Edge, so going to the north, it's Garenham too, a big find. There's 3 chests and a cave, so it could be Mountain Cave under there. It could be the Tablet Cave, which has a chest. It could be the Rainbow Drop trade-in, so some possible big-time get here for Edge. I mean, how great would this be, Centroid? The Stones of Sunlight right here and the Rainbow Drop would not have to come back.
That's true. Yeah. He did.
And a flame sword pickup to boot. So really just fortunate. Stones of Sunlight. So there's the potential for a rainbow drop grab here.
There it is. Yeah, you were just saying there could be some Stones of Sunlight in here and an herb.
It would have been really incredible to get Erdrick's sword along with that. It just would have been awesome. That flame sword would have been, I just paid 9,800 gold for this. Get out of here.
That would have been Murphy's Law at its. Oh, there it is. The rainbow drop trade-in right next to the Stones of Sunlight.
Apex considering jumping the water, I suppose. But I don't think Doggo can leap that far. So things we have not seen as of yet. Tablet Cave, we have not seen the Mountain Cave, and we have not seen Swamp Cave. As for towns, I think Hawksness is the only one in the winds at this point.
Yep, that's the only one we have not seen yet. We have seen everything else.
And we've only seen one cursed belt thus far, so no real information. And we've had a search spot, so there's a second cursed belt out there somewhere. But we don't know about a third yet, with Hawksness still missing.
Yeah, and Hawksness could have something good. It could have Erdrick's armor. It also could have the flute.
Could have the stick. There's possibilities. Or it could have nothing.
It could have nothing.
Nothing at all. So Edge is back over to the south of Cantlin and Cole and Romualder, and now just kind of exploring the area where Apex is. And hey, look, Sharlock's right there, so not the worst walk to get there. It's a bit annoying, but it's not horrible.
So I guess I'm trying to count up in my head. 1, 6, 7, 8. 8 checks left for Edge. 8 chances to get a sword and some armor. He already has all the key items.
Oh, and look at this. Here's Hawksness in behind Sharlock. That seems to fit the lore. Sharlock rises out of the ground and they smash the nearby town with an attack. I like it. Fits the lore.
It does make a lot of sense. Oh, I missed level 12 for Apex. I'm trying to see. It looks like 6 strength, 5 agility, 3 hit points, and 11 more magic points. So
it's coming together very nicely. And a blue dragon takes down Edge here in Hawksness. So we will not be able to see what the spike tile was and possibly whether there's an item to be found on the search spot. But I'm sure Edge is going to head right back there.
Yeah, I can't remember what his magic points were looking like. I don't think he used a ton of heal mores, but yeah, it does kind of feel like he had a lot left in the tank at that point. But that is unfortunate. Made quite a trip over there. Not able to check the search tile, but yeah, he will be back soon.
And Apex, as you guys might have noted, didn't really check underneath Sharlock, and Hawksness, I believe, only accessible by going south of Sharlock. Might be a hard find here. So the advantage of this race continues, despite the experience point lead, to tilt towards Edge at this point in time.
Yeah, Edge only has a few more things to find. Apex has quite a few items and locations still that he hasn't found yet. So he's got quite a bit more exploring to do. It is interesting, too, that, Romualder was just right there the entire time. It was just like one screen away, and we didn't see it.
Well, they were staying away from that swamp, and the fact that it just kind of funnels you towards Cantlin, it makes sense they would not find it right away. The geography just kind of setting them up there.
Yeah.
So a Stone Man kill here for Edge would get Edge awfully close to level 12. Probably a little less than 100 if my mathing is remotely correct. So Apex's lead will be down to about 700 here. Filling up again on resources and going to strike out again looking for missing places along the way. However, Apex will have to revisit Garen's grave, and the longer Apex keeps searching for other areas. The mountain cave, for example, could be a total washout. It might have something good in it, but it will not have those important items for advancing the plot towards Sherlock.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a tough decision, right? It's a long trek to the bottom for 2 chests. He'll have to do it eventually, because it is required, but he's definitely going to be juggling that in his head. Do I take the time to explore that entire cave, or do I potentially look for something else that has more chests per, I guess checks per minute, as it were? Like Garenham has 3 that you find instantly. Mountain Cave has 5 that you find in rapid succession. So he's going to be probably weighing his options quite a bit.
Level 12 here for Edge, who's probably going to be heading back to Hawksness here, just to wrap around the edges. You can see this little area here to the south of Sherlock is how you get to Hawksness. I don't believe there's another connection to it. So Apex, if there's an important item here, may have to make this trek as well. Let's see if Edge is able to get to the spike tile this time in behind the rune shop.
And this will be our first check of any spike tile at all in the game. So
Cole says hi.
Oh, I meant a forced mini boss.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
okay.
sorry.
Yeah, my bad there. So it is a stone man, not a dangerous enemy as we've seen. Just can take a lot of damage, and honestly, not a great return as a grind. It's the armor, and Edge is in a massive advantageous position at this point. Honestly, you could just grind and try to use that flame sword potentially.
Yeah, I mean, up until right now, I was tempted to say that it's still pretty much even, right? Because Apex, while behind in exploration and stuff, had an experience point lead, but that armor definitely, he started the clock for sure. Like, Apex definitely needs to find the stuff he's missing very soon now.
I mean, that town is visible unless you walk absolutely along the coastline to the north of Sherlock. So Apex should be able to spot it, thankfully. But yeah, it's just some problems here for Apex. Gonna have to really get going. And unfortunately for Apex, coming in here without all the stuff to trade in because has not gone to the bottom of the grave. So that early or doing that full grave clear for Edge to set up the gold grind really paying off here in the routing tree.
Yeah, in case anybody missed it, the harp was vanilla. It was at the very bottom of the grave, which Edge did probably 25 or 30 minutes into the seed. I don't think Apex has made more than one trip into the grave yet. So, no, he did. No, he hasn't gone back.
There we go. All the way along the eastern coast, we have a cave. What do we have? We'll have to wait and see which one is. There's 4 possibilities here, and it is the Swamp South. So we'll also be able to find out where Swamp North is with a quick outside, or Edge is just going to walk right through, it looks like.
He's going to take a peek at this other mini-boss.
And maybe a little better than a Stone Man. I don't think blues have anything too dangerous, so a slightly better grind, but there's nothing nearby to refill at, so it's not really a feasible grind spot.
Yeah, both of these locations are quite a decent walk away from towns and the starting castle, so both give the same experience point about.
And you're going to pick up the princess since you're here. That we do know there's a search spot that is active on the overworld at 20 north, 59 west, and it's a 50-50 shot. It's Erdrick's sword, so it's not a bad play to pick up and maybe just keep exploring in the meantime.
Yeah, we found everything else. There's a flute and a Erdrick sword left. We found the death necklace. We found the fighter's ring, and we found that. I don't think the dragon scale can be on the overworld, but we did find that.
We did find the dragon scale. It's in the Vanilla Stones of Sunlight Cave, the freebie cave.
Yes, yeah, we have seen it. So yeah.
And there's 3 cursed belts out there. We've only seen 1. because all 3 search spots are active.
I'm trying to remember what do they replace the cursed belts with? Are they just empty?
Gold, maybe? Herbs? Something of that nature, I would assume. And yeah, look at this. Almost level 13 here for Edge. Really starting to rip along. That was a golem, and that's a bit of an ask when you have only 45 hit points. Yeesh. And this is indeed a count attempt by Apex, so... An Axe Knight, which are scary, but not as scary now that the armor is equipped for Edge. That will dull that DL2 breath attack if they get it off. Doesn't even get it off, though. Level 13 Centroid. What are we going to see?
21 power, 1 agility, 13.
Oh my god, that's pretty much go time, except for that agility sucks, but look at those stats. Wow. Get the sword and you're ready to rock and roll.
The sword would put him up to 139. That's... Wow.
139, so you're looking at, 10 to 19. It would be a tough dive because you're going to have difficulty running, but, yeah, it's possible for sure.
Yeah, this is going to lead to some interesting decisions. Do you grind and hopefully get more agility, or do you just go? I mean, there's some bad stuff in Charlock. We've seen the Wombo combo on the Axe Knight. We've seen armored Knights with hurt more. Blue Dragons seem okay. Stone Men seem okay. I don't know what that Golem has, but yeah.
Ooh, a Red Dragon here. Has sleep. Oh no, that's another nasty thing waiting potentially in Charlock. But right now, the princess might be going back to her dank hole. Small breath though on the red, so that's a small break.
Yeah, normally you don't want to see baby breath, but the baby breath is weaker than the red dragon's normal attack. So
there's a cave. We have another cave here. This should be Mountain or Tablet, and this appears to be just north of the Swamp South entrance. And there's the other cave, so we'll get them both here. And Mountain is the first one, so Tablet is the other. Edge does have outside, but magic points are really low. We may not see a dive on it. I would wager we wouldn't.
Yeah, I guess it just depends on what we find in this cave. There's a key.
Key on the top floor, but there's still 4 chests on the second basement floor here. Let's see what Edge is going to find. Just taking the princess for a full tour before heading home. Quite the gentleman. Second chest is a torch. And there is an Axe Knight takedown for Apex. Keeping up in the experience somewhat here, but let's see. The third one is the sword. So you don't even need to do the overworld. It's the fairy flute. Everything is coming up Edge here, barring a disaster. Edge is a monstrous favorite at this point to win this seed.
I don't even know if he bothers turning in the princess. He might just fill up his MP and...
Three's Company. Go for Three's Company, Edge.
Swag carry the princess to the end of the game, basically.
I mean, don't actually do Three's Company, you lose, but it would be amusing. The memes would be noteworthy and ring throughout the ages.
We do get that fun animation of her jumping out of your arms to thank you, and then jumping back into your arms to, I don't know, do whatever the end of the game happens, I guess. I don't know. That's just what happens.
A question in chat from Gov Healthcare. Is that a thing? Yes, there is a flag setting where you win by taking the princess to the Dragon Lord, and you agree to split the world, and you split it between the 3 of you, and you win by accepting his offer.
Yeah, and that's only a flag set in the randomizer, though, so don't do that in the vanilla game, or you will have a bad time.
Yeah, if you French fry when you should have pizza, you're gonna have a bad time. It's a rule. And Apex now diving into the grave, so the harp will be found, but as we've noted, if you want Erdrick's sword, you're going to have to go a monstrously long way. You were in the southeast of the map, and it's pretty much right up in the northwest. This is about as far away as you can get, and there's no shortcut to get there.
Looks like Edge is freeing up some inventory room, so he might be thinking about. I don't even know if he needs fairy waters at this point. Not that they would be very useful.
Honestly, not really. If you're swinging 10 to 19, your average is going to be about the top the fairy water could offer you.
Exactly. Yeah, because and he's not repelling anything at 74.
Yeah, there's no need to repel. The defense is just it's not going to be enough to keep anything away. There's no great grind. I wonder if Edge is just going for the fairy water. So I guess gonna make use of it some way somehow.
Yeah, we do have a couple people in chat noting that he might be thinking about grabbing some more levels. At which point the fairy water would become useful. But yeah, right now it doesn't look like they have any particular use.
Oh no, come on, Red Dragon, don't do this.
Yeah, please.
Don't do this to Apex.
I can't believe you've done this. Oh my goodness. And no stomp spell either. So yeah, maybe that's another sleep on the Edge's side as well. Thankfully, gets an excellent move out to get that red dragon out of the way because he's only 20 more steps away from that silver harp.
Yeah, it's not that far away. Sleep and baby fire there for the red dragon, so not super scary, but that sleep spell because it's a coin flip every turn to wake up. And hey, we have a harp for Apex, as Edge might be heading back to either going to head right for the dive or might head to Hawksness. I'm kind of curious. You know that stuff that's needed and is out there is decently hard to get in the right order. You've done a good job. I personally would grind, but that's only because everything kind of clicked into place. I wouldn't feel like I was behind at this point. We're only an hour 17 in at level 13 and could win here. I don't know. But it appears Edge is going for the dive, though.
Yeah, I'm wondering too, how many. We've seen them make an interesting path around this this overworld, so I can't even remember how far away from a town they are at this point.
And the closest one to here would be a Cantlin, I believe. It's not that far away, but it's far enough. So we have our first peek into Sherlock here from Edge. Let's see what shows up. A stone man, not the most dangerous thing, but still, this agility could be an issue trying to run away.
He is only about 500 experience points away from 15 as well, or 14. I'm sorry.
It's a red. Wow, at 53 agility. Just a number. I mean, if you're going to use the death necklace on the way, not the way down, but for that, you would be up to 149 attack power. You're looking at a range of 12 to 24?
Yes. Yeah, that would.
It's pretty solid. You could win in potentially 7 rolls, or 7 attacks. I mean, there's a possibility here, but you get cursed. It's a decent walk to a town, so. Things to keep in mind. But yeah, you got to think, if you can keep your magic intact, Edge would be a massive favorite. Currently in basement 1 of Sherlock. Well, Apex now has to get back to... Actually, did Apex make the trade in the basement for the Staff of Rain?
I don't know. I didn't see
it. It just switched on the tracker, so... Perhaps that was done. I was going to say that's a bit of a mistake if you haven't done that trade yet. Meanwhile, we're onto the diamond floor for Edge as we see a wizard. So far this dive, there's a few things that are kind of annoying, but not the scariest thing here, Centroid.
Yeah, nothing too nasty. As long as he doesn't get sleep locked, he should be okay. Just that agility is really scary, but
Nothing wrong with the green. It's got stop spell, so that's a free turn. And he's like, you know what? Yeah, I'm just going to attack. They have small breath too, so they are just cut down. I mean, you pick a level up on the way down. Honestly, if you run into those,
yeah, if he gets a couple more easy fights, that would be it'd be well worth picking up level 14.
and these wizards too should be pretty free. And yeah, look at that, right at it, no hesitation. Edge is going for the next level just to try to add a few extra stats. Anything but magic points would be helpful, as Apex is about to get the rainbow drop.
Yeah, and we don't know what the spike tile is at the bottom, but that will give him some guaranteed experience points. Probably,
And honestly,
at least
would be enough to get the level looking at this, possibly, depending on what it is.
yeah, he probably needs at least one more fight, unless it's a golem or something.
A golem, a blue dragon would get it done. You think even an armored knight at this point would get it done as a spike spot. But looks like you take this werewolf fight and we'll guarantee it on that spike spot if Edge decides to wait that long. There seems to be some pretty weak enemies in here, Centroid. Things that could be killed easily to get the level.
Yeah, definitely. Green dragons, werewolves, and wizards are some of the weaker enemies in the Sharlock group. He's about to change zones when he takes the staircase, though. So,
and Edge is playing awfully loose with those hit points. Maybe time to pop an herb or two here. But here comes level 14, Centroid. We've got 1 power, 9 agility. That's nice for the defense. 10 hit points. The magic points don't matter on this dive. That's fantastic. A little extra defensive power. I don't think it changes anything for the Dragon Lord, but pretty good setup otherwise, though. Looking pretty good here. Would be able to be 150 attack power with a death necklace. That's massive.
Okay, this could be trouble if he... Ooh, and gets away first try. 62 agility.
So here we go. We are down on the final floor as Edge is pushing along, bringing the princess for the ride and saying, you watch this, baby. I'm about to end this guy's whole career. But an armored knight says, not so fast.
And Edge says, yes, so fast. And he runs away. Second turn.
Love it. So we are closing in on the beach part of the basement floor. Another armored knight, though. And Edge will be able to spend a heal more or two and probably still be in good shape. It doesn't matter. Agility is just a number. I haven't seen a dive like this in a long time. This is wild.
I want to say the lowest agility I've ever won with is like 67 or 68. So, I mean, this is pretty impressive.
2 years ago, I had a race against Ness Cardinality in the Swiss tournament, the summer one. And he won with, I think, 52 agility. Just waltzed through this place.
Wow.
It's crazy how you can sometimes just get away with it. Here we go. This Arbor Knight's not letting Edge off the hook so easily here. We'll have to probably burn a heal more here for safety.
You could tell he really didn't want to, but honestly, he's fine. He's got... Ooh. Especially if he uses the death necklace, that will pretty much guarantee him a win.
And now we're seeing this agility starting to be a problem. Will Edge go to the heal more again? Indeed going to go for it. The right thing to do. Still in great shape, but needs to either cut this Armor Knight down or get away on one of these attempts here. There we go. Now going to go to the herbs.
Yeah, the law of averages is starting to catch up with us. Hopefully he can push through these last few tiles.
My goodness. Armored Knights all over the basement here, Centroid. Horrifying.
Yeah, maybe somebody can help us with the math, but when you have 90 agility, I think you're about a 50% chance to run, so 62 agility is... I don't even want to know what your chance to run is.
Cuts through it. Has had enough of this. You know what? I'm going to do it myself. Blue Dragon, not too threatening here, so should be easily cut down. As Apex, I'm not sure what Apex is doing at this exact moment here. Might have been in the area of Oxus. Might be trying to do a count. Either way, Blue Dragon down for Edge as we're approaching the Dragon Lord with the Princess in hand.
Uses his last herb, but... Oh... Gets ambushed on the very last tile.
Yeah, I love this. The heck with this running. I'm going to cut you down.
You've got an axe. I've got a sword. Let's do this.
You've got an axe. I've got a sword. Let's have a fight. I'm really bored.
You have an army. I have
A Hulk.
A Hulk.
With this strength, he kind of is a Hulk, actually.
Edge says, "I've got a bus to catch. Let's get this fight over with. Let's let's end this seed."
10 Healmores will be a little tight if the rolls are bad. Let's see what Edge is going to do. Edge is a fool. Here comes a Hurtmore. Edge going to slam away here, and 2 turns him. I believe already equipped the Death Necklace before the fight started. Will we see a back attack? Yes, there is a back attack. And it's a heavy back attack. That's almost a max, I believe. First hit is 17 for Edge. Second swing is 18, so up to 35 here already. Another 48 from the Dragon Lord. 35 plus 14. Not a great roll there. 49, averaging a little over 16 per swing right now.
Yeah, those are some pretty low rolls, but
the next hit is a 25. A massive blow struck to the Dragon Lord. 74 now. About halfway there at that point in the damage dealt. The next one is a 24. Look at these rolls.
That's awesome. Well, he did have some low rolls, but makes up for it with some another max.
Are you kidding me?
25 is his max, so he went max -1, and max in 3 turns, which is very
123 plus a 21. That's 144, and barring a miss menu, it's all over. But the dragon meat eaten here. Oh my goodness. And another 21. Oh my goodness. What a set of rolls there. 25, 24, 25, 21, 21. Get your GGs out, Centroid. Edge is going to win this race in about $1.27 and change.
That was a sight to see. That was such a good finish to this seed. And congratulations to Edge. That was well played, and he will finish first. I will check on his official time.
I mean, he brought the princess down there, Centroid, to say, check this out. I've been hitting the gym. Oh my! Kind of lured him in, a little rope-a-dope, and then just dropped the hammer on him.
Said, "Hey, Gwalen, watch this. I'm gonna saw this on YouTube. I'm gonna beat this Dragon Lord real quick." But yeah, 127.19 for as slow of a start as we had. Finished the seed very quickly. Made very quick work of the seed. And honestly, he made very quick work of the overworld once he got moving. So just very well played all around for Edge.
Yeah, some good, just as people say, you get the right route. Sometimes you can just roll and build that momentum and cruise your way to victory. And despite having a little bit of problem with Armor Knights on the bottom floor of Sherlock, everything just kind of lined up there as Edge clobbers the Dragon Lord, taking this race in a little over an hour 27. I believe Edge is joining us here, Centroid in the booth. GG, Edge.
Hey, thanks, gentlemen, and wow, what a race.
Everything just kind of lined up, and you just kept that rock rolling downhill. And you going to bottle up that Dragon Lord fight and start selling that one to runners on the side? Because that was ridiculous.
As soon as the first roll happened to roll out of 25, I went, yeah, I've got this. Because that Axe Knight, oh my goodness, man. I couldn't get away and then had to burn 2 Healmores. And I was like, I still got this. Just depends on the spike tile. And when I saw it was blue, I was like, I can do this.
That was fantastic. I got to ask, what did you think of that start where you had to just basically grind on the plains for a little bit, and then there's that little chunk of foothills that had those warlocks and poltergeists and things once you got some strength?
I wasn't too worried about the poltergeists and the warlocks. What worried me was the knights, and then when I went a little further north and ran into that first armored knight, I was super concerned from that point.
I gotta say that was pretty nice. Those warlocks were good eats early on there as things went along. So yeah, had to appreciate that as it moved for you. What do you think of this map? It was quite the interesting gathering of like that big concentration of towns and then that massive concentration of caves all the way up in the northwest.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting. And then, of course, Swamp Cave was right where I thought it would be at the very northeast or northwestern part. And then, of course, my hope was Mountain Cave would be over there. And as soon as I popped out and saw both Mountain Cave and Free Cave, I was like, okay, I'll dive this first one, see what it is. And as soon as I hit Mountain Cave and got the sword, I was like, you know what? We're done.
That was great. And I got to say, from what I could tell of the geography, because you went through Swamp South, got the princess, exited out the top, and then you found the other two caves, it looked like, based on the geography, that just to the south of those two caves, Mountain and Tablet, would have been Swamp South. So I think it was just one main continent the whole way around, and those two caves were just kind of a shortcut around those other caves. They went right by it.
Yeah, I think that's a good possibility. I just didn't. I didn't stick around long enough to find out. Like I said, as soon as I got sword and looked at the stats for 13, I was like, "This is kind of doable." And then, of course, going down a couple things not letting me run, I was like, "You know what? I'll just swing out and see what happens." And then picked up 14, and I was like, "Yeah, it's go time. Let's do this."
So Apex just picking up Erdrick's armor there, finding Hawkstitch just now, and looking at the stats and realizing, I'm level 14. This can be done. I just got to go fill up and try to dive. And we all loved it, by the way. Diving at level 13, and you proceeded to realize there was a lot of enemies you could cut up on the way down to get to 14. You weren't that far off, maybe, 600 or 700 experience, and you just started taking out green dragons, wizards, werewolves. It was a great move, and it gave you some nice extra stats to put to work.
Yeah, as soon as I saw like the about halfway through that it was just green dragons and wizards, I was like, you know what? These are 120 apiece, and I'm not that far off. Let me just get this next level and see what the stats bring. I was super considering if it gave me a lot of magic to go back, but it gave me quite a few points, and I was like, still dicey, but I'm already over halfway down this dive. I honestly wasn't considering it to be a dive, and then finally it just turned out to be a dive.
Well, you gotta love when it just kind of works out like that. Meanwhile, Apex now is walking past a cave, and you know what? They aren't connected, the two continents. So Swamp South to Swamp North is required if you want to get to Mountain Cave. So that worked out very nicely for you.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what. I think the biggest thing in this whole map was finding out late in the game that Axe Knights had the Wombo combo, and by that time I already had the armor, so it didn't bother me.
Yeah, Apex found that out much earlier than you did, and as noted, just got the armor, so definitely didn't have the protection. Apex now just warping through Swamp Cave. Something to note, Apex, while you were just finishing up there, did finish a manual count, 2 water coordinate position things done to get to that. All that work to get a fairy flute, that's got to be just gutting for Apex.
I started to make the count, and then I got 20 north and just kind of started going west, hit that first armored knight, and it was like, okay, let's just hold off a second. Maybe I can get away. But then I saw there was just a whole bunch of water, and I was like, not worth the time to count. I'll just go rescue the princess if I find her. And then, of course, rescuing her and realizing that it really wasn't necessary.
So Apex now to the first chest in Mountain Cave, getting that magic key, heading down to basement 2. We'll be picking up Erdrick's sword fairly quickly here, and we'll probably be attempting a dive after outsiding, returning, and walking to Cantlin to refill, get resources, and get ready to go.
Yeah, the big difference here is Apex does not have as good of a shield, though. So he's
not even close. He's pretty much.
He's only at 65 defense. So I mean, he's got to be thinking about diving right now. But I don't know if he's going to want to grind or get some gold first to buy the shield or what. But we'll see. He might just dive here go for it. Especially seeing that the done has already happened in the race room, but we'll see how it goes.
Did he not see the gold grind by chance?
Well, I mean, that was part of what to your huge advantage, Edge, was that you went to do that gold grind. You just full cleared the grave when you went to set that up, and you got that harp, which then set you up to, you got to Garrenham, found the stones, right, to trade. Everything just kind of lined up for you beautifully, and you never bothered with the coordinates count out because you found the armor. Like, everything just lined up beautifully. But no, never went for a gold grind, so had some decent gold on hand. Actually, correction, did get a gold grind set up by accident, but didn't know any towns where it only grabbed certain money, so was only able to use it to, correct me if I'm wrong here, Centroid, I believe just get a half plate.
Yeah, he stopped at like 5K, and like I don't blame him because I mean you could spend, I don't know, a minute and a half getting to 25,000 gold and then lose it in 10 seconds. So I mean he was probably worried about the armored knights and wasting his time, but he was able to use it fairly quickly. Yeah, on like a half plate and a broadsword. So he was able to keep pace for most of the seed, but when when you found that the Erdrick's armor in Hawksness, that was basically the turning point of the race, I believe.
I wouldn't say the turning point. That was where Edge pulled away. Things were slowly tilting towards Edge for a while, but that armor grab really was it. That point, it was going to require a disaster on Edge's side, or I guess a Swaggin Lord attempt without the Swaggin Lord ability of hurt more. So yeah, it wasn't going to happen. So
yeah, Edge, how I know the agility was pretty low. I mean, how much did that factor in to your decision to dive? How did you think about grinding at all, or did you just say no? I'm going for it 100%.
So the initial dive that I was making was just to check the spike tile and see if it was grindable, at least to try to pick up a little more agility. But when the Sharlock monsters, for the most part, really didn't give me a whole lot of issues until I got to the bottom floor. I got halfway through and I was like, 14 was kind of nice. Let's just do this. I've got the Death Necklace. I've got 148 HP. Let's just knock this out. I honestly did not think I was going to, like I said, that first swing for 25, and I was just like, yep, this is done.
Well, as we were talking about that, we have Apex on the top floor of Sharlock, just getting towards the barrier tiles, putting a golem to sleep and running away. Hopefully this dive will go well. With the extra magic points in tow, this is something that Edge did not have on the dive, getting level 14 on the way down.
Yeah, so he can afford to use some sleeps. He can use a couple extra heal mores. I mean, he might also try to pick up level 15 on the way down too, because he I mean, for all we know, he doesn't think 14 is good enough either.
I mean, if you can get down there without burning too much magic, it's about as free as it gets.
For sure, yeah.
I'm not even going to try running here, just going to start swinging, and the Red Dragon puts Apex to sleep on the first turn.
Yeah, and we did not see stomps.
Wait, you didn't see a red up on the basement one, did you, Edge?
Actually, I saw a red dragon on the very first floor, but he was the only one I saw until I got to that U, and then I saw one in there, so then just started seeing Armor Knights for the rest of the turn.
So we have a takedown of the red. So this is a little under 1,000 experience points for Apex to get to the next level. So Apex might just start cutting through everything. Well, going to run from the Stone Man at least. We'll see if tries to pick up some of those greens and wizards. They're pretty free. Another red dragon, and it's a sneak attack sleep.
Yeah, he's just got to make it through this floor and get to zone 2.
Yeah, that last floor, obviously, a lot of armor knights. Did you see any armor knights, Edge? Were you attacked by every piece of armor that ever existed in this castle?
I swear it was like step after step almost. Once I hit that bridge going over the desert tiles, it was like almost like step for step was armored knight. I had that one that I burned the 2 heal mores on, and then I hit the next one. I was like, you know what, screw it, swing, and got through it twice with swinging twice. So I was like, okay, if I hit another one, this is how we're gonna play.
Yeah, no, that was pretty great. Loved you just saying, "I've had enough of this. Swing, cut, let's get rid of." You had 3 of them in 4 steps at one point. It was pretty atrocious.
Yeah, those things were just. Yeah, that's all I can say is just, yeah.
These red dragons are casting sleep quite a bit on Apex, so he is either going to
Ooh,
be
a lucky break. Ooh, a lucky break. That swing didn't do it, but it was a breath attack, not sleep and not an attack. So look at that. Only like 3 red dragons away from the level here, Centroid. Burning a lot of herbs, already down to 11 heal mores. Might be considering withdrawing, possibly.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, he did burn his herbs and not his heal more, so he's definitely still thinking about trying to win on this dive, or potentially. So, if he, well, that's not too bad. So yeah,
It's a Star Wyvern. Oh, not going to cut it up though. Going to try to run.
yeah, he does get to heal walk between fights at least, and he gets through that. I believe he's in zone 2 now, so no more reds. I mean, I don't think there were any red dragons on the bottom floor. Unless I'm mistaken, this might also be the top zone. I don't remember where the zone 1 ends and zone 2 starts, but
I was going to say, you're asking the wrong guy. There's a reason I'm 1 and 2.
I'm 1 and 2 as well. So, yeah, Lorgon just said floors 1 and 2 are on the first zone. So yeah, I think we're in the second zone already.
So we'll have to wait and see how it goes. Another playing of that fairies flute. I mean, as said in chat, Apex works so hard to count that out. Apex is going to use it. And another golem. I don't think you saw a golem on this floor. That's, I think, Apex's 4th already on the diamond floor.
No, I didn't. Thankfully, I only saw one, I think, on the first floor, maybe. And that was kind of really nice to see. But after that, it was just, like I said, wizards, green dragons, and werewolves, and I used that to my advantage.
I mean, it's kind of funny to think about. Normally, golems are a welcome thing to see when you're diving, but with the agility this low, they're not the best thing to be running into. And another golem here for Apex. My goodness.
2 completely different sets of enemies for our runners. We've seen nothing but golems and red dragons for Apex.
And the occasional werewolf, stylish tunic and boots.
And I'll tell you this: I at the very start of the game, I had very high hopes for the seed because one after another of just Hakai shots and just sending things to their complete destruction. I was like, well, this might be interesting. And then the agility just continued to falter. I was like, yay!
Final floor here for Apex. Let's see if the Armored Knight Brigade is going to be out in full force like it was for Edge. So far, hero walking about 1/3 of the floor.
I think Edge killed all the armored knights, so hopefully there's none left.
Oh, there's one. Just going to cut right through. Not even screwing around. Just going to attack. Now remember, Apex can make use of 2 heals along the way and still have 11 heal mores. So some definite advantages still to be had for Apex. And yes, he might also get 15 at the... Yeah, here we go. The Arbor Knights are showing up right at that choke point at the top of the floor. They are just going to throw themselves in the way.
Yeah, that's the exact same spot I started seeing too. They do. They just came out in force, and it's just a nightmare. Especially, like I said, trying to run from them. Got the first few, but when I got across that second bridge, it was like, nah, not today.
Now, Blue Dragon attack. So I don't know if you even saw Blue Dragon on this floor, but that's the second one already for Apex. Crossing the bridges, approaching the spike tile. Where's all the Armor Knights on the beach?
I sent them out for a swim.
So Apex healing up, using both heals there. So has 11 heal mores left with 89 magic points remaining. Taking on the Blue Dragon here. Should be a 3-turn battle. Get through here unless the rolls are really low. And that'll get it done. So let's see if Apex is going to use the Death Necklace as well. Probably will with this amount of hit points. It's a lot.
Oh, yeah. And that like, for me was a no-brainer. It's like, well, 148 HP, I got this. And I'll just do it right off the get-go before I even get started.
And for those wondering why anyone would ever run strength agility, this might have been one of those rare seeds where strength agility might have had a small advantage. Go figure.
You know, it crossed my mind at first, and I was like, nah, I'll be okay.
Yeah,
So-
the strength is so high. The agility is definitely more welcome here.
And the Dragon Lord goes down. Will we see the sneak attack? Seems likely. No, not a sneak attack. So a free swing. 15 to open here for Apex.
And that's nice. I mean, I was sitting here telling myself as I was playing it, I was like, okay, just get through this DL1 fight and hope for the not to get the back attack. As soon as it came out of my mouth, bam.
That was 17 on the second hit. 9 heal mores remaining now after the heal. That's 32. There's a 54 damage hit. A 14. That's 46. So not far off where Edge was. So this is where all the 25 starts showing up, right?
Yeah, after those first couple swings, he's fixing to get this.
Oh, there's a 24. Oh my, some massive physical attacks here from the Dragon Lord. That small shield not giving much protection. There's 19, so things are looking good for Apex at the moment.
Yeah, I've got no doubt he's got this in the bag at this point.
And a 22, so that's about, 114 or so. So things are looking pretty solid here. Avoid that miss menu, get it done, and head back to the castle. A 22. These rolls are unreal here for our competitors tonight. A lot of 20 pluses showing up.
So what number did I finally hit by the time I finished the fight?
I think you hit 166. Oh no! Why is he blowing the fairy flute exactly?
He probably thought it was fairy water.
Oh, that's fine. Didn't die, so small possible disaster, or maybe just wanted to put on a show for the Dragon Lord before removing his head from his body.
Oh, he's playing the bard role here. That's what he's doing.
I was going Edward on him. Okay, I see where you're working.
I see what I did there. And now that you say that, I'm going to make that skin and get it in your system so I can use it.
Love it. And that is the end of the Dragon Lord. Apex is going to finish this up in a very respectable time, but as previously just stated as it went along, Edge kind of just found things in a good order and just snowballed that to victory with some heads-up aggressive plays and getting it done. So get your GGs out. Apex finishes in an official time. Centroid will check for us. Was it 147 and 12?
12, yes. 147-12 for Apex. GG's to both runners. Definitely a very instructive seed. Like, just some interesting situations to be in. Like, definitely a good one to watch back for sure.
That was good stuff. If you're going to watch it back, you at least have to watch the Dragon Lord fight, because I was absolutely incredulous as those numbers kept rolling out their Edge. Just crazy.
Well, I definitely have to say GG my opponent. I definitely expected a good race, and I definitely got one from him. So I couldn't ask for a better draw this week.
Well, you moved to 2-1, and it leaves you just one win away from a guaranteed spot in the knockout stages. Apex will be dropping to 1-2, and will be looking to win 2 on the trot to get that guaranteed playoff spot. And speaking of Apex, joining us here in the booth is Apex. GG Apex. It didn't work out for you today, but a solidly played race all the same. Might be sorting out push to talk or some setting of that nature, but very respectable time given the slower start to the seed that they had to endure. Apex, how are you?
Well, didn't get the result I wanted, but, map exploration was a big part of it, and a slow start as well. So that's Rando's going to Rando.
Oh, absolutely. And you were swinging some mighty fine numbers there on the Dragon Lord, dropping a lot of 20 pluses there. Was that 9 swings for 175, I believe?
Too easy.
Well, if you thought that was good, you should see what Edge did to the Dragon Lord. It was breathtaking, to put it lightly. There was 3 turns in a row where I believe Edge went 25, 24, 25.
Well, that's a good start. Did you see that Dragon Lord punch for 54? He maxed out on me.
You did indeed, and there was a couple 51s in there too. Dracula wasn't screwing around with you and your small shield.
It was enough, though.
Definitely got to say GG Apex. And again, as we discussed, just before the week started, man, I expected a great race and I got it, man. So I definitely appreciate the run.
And GG to you as well.
Yeah, you both played very well. You both made some very heads-up plays, especially picking up some monsters early on that are not easy to get, but realizing with some decent hit points and those high strength values, able to take down things like specters and warlocks maybe a little earlier than normally you could. So well done to the both of you on that.
Yeah, we would see one runner take the lead in experience points, and then the other one would catch up fairly quickly. You were both doing a very good job of, figuring out where was a great spot to pick up XP, early on in the seed for sure.
Hey, what I have to ask, what did you two think of those knights in the hills to the north? They sure were kind of cruel early on.
They ruined a perfectly good zone, Wolf Lords, Spectres, sure. Watered down with Scorpions and Drolls, still a good zone. And those Knights were coming in and just being big old meanies.
Yeah, the super punch there right off the get-go was kind of nasty.
Yeah, they were definitely showing you the way to victory, though. They were saying punch your way to victory, and you guys sure did for a long, long time, getting all the way up to level 8, I think, before either of you got a weapon.
It did take a minute.
Well, you know what they say, these games are rated E for everything.
So was there anything in particular that you really liked or disliked about this seed, Edge and then Apex? I'm kind of curious. Maybe a like and a dislike? It's always good to hear what the runners think as they're going through it. It's different for us seeing both sides of the equation.
I love the early Garen. I did love the very spread out zones that were not overly difficult. I thought it was going to be a little tough to start, but they just kind of played out and kind of, like I said, it was nice to see the Warlocks and the Drolls easy early. I guess the only dislike was just not really a viable grind spot at all. Possibly the Blue Dragon in the Swamp Cave, but that would have just taken way too much of my time.
And you, Apex, anything to add to that?
Well, I liked that coordinate count. It's a shame that was the flute on it, but that felt pretty good.
Oh,
that was 3 milestones.
Chat loved that count. They were really, really giving you your full credit. They already knew it was the flute, but they loved you getting that done with all the water you had to mark across and everything else.
Yeah, just didn't work out this time. Went south instead of west at the fork at Charlock, and that just ate up a whole big old bunch of time. And then first trip to second continent went east instead of west. So next time I just got to go west, I guess.
What's funny is you both actually went through that swamp towards Breckenry and around that area. You were pretty much like linked arms in your exploration for a lot of that.
What ended up being the difference?
Kind of one of those things that can happen in this randomizer. The big one was Edge setting up that goal grind to get equipment and full clearing the grave, getting the harp, so be able to trade that in, getting the equipment, and then it just slowly snowballed, rolling down the hill, becoming a full avalanche, getting the armor out of Hawksness after already having the rainbow drop and just going to look for the sword with the princess in tow.
I mean, she said she wanted to see something exciting, so I took her out of the town.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, finding Hawksness and getting that armor, that was the point where, it really felt like it was Edge's race to win and got it done. It was just one of those, 100 paper cuts, and on the 100th, it just fully opened. The bleed was on, unfortunately, for Apex.
Well, GG to everybody. And again, thank you to Math Girl, Angel, and our comms, Bryce Centroid 41. Edge, always a pleasure. GG on becoming an affiliate. That's awesome. I got your emote sitting in my queue.
Awesome, thank you. And just to repeat what he said, big thank you to the restreamers, the trackers, and our comms team as always. Because without you guys, they're kind of just sitting here watching us do what it is we're doing, and I'm not the greatest person to sit and watch sometimes.
Hey, it was an entertaining race, a very interesting seed with some interesting challenges, and you both played it quite well. And it was a great show. Everyone in chat loved it. I'm sure Centroid enjoyed it as much as I did. So,
yeah, it was definitely an entertaining seed for sure. A tough slog through the beginning, and then some really difficult decisions to make late in the race. Like, I'm pretty sure that it had to be nerve-wracking for both of you diving Charlock with 62 agility. I'm sure every encounter with a armor knight is just one more thing to make you just drive you up the wall, I guess. But both of you completed it on the first dive, so good job managing your inventory and your health levels for sure. And it was just a great race to watch.
That was great stuff indeed. So I think I'll say once again, thanks to Math Girl and to Angel FM for doing the hard work behind the scenes. Thank you to my broadcast partner here, Centroid41. Thank you to Apex and Edge for the great race. Centroid, you can have the final word, and I believe we'll be raiding over to Nest Cardinality. So be sure to hang around and check things out.
Yep, we have a couple more races this weekend. I don't remember how many races are tomorrow. But yeah, week 3 is drawing to a close. And then we'll have week 4 starting on Monday. So thank you for watching this race on Randomania 2 on behalf of the broadcast team. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.